Okay, have a look at these body language examples. What's what telling you up there? Okay. Okay. So tell me, what are some common body language gestures that you know about? Okay, now you tell me what they mean. Yeah, I'd agree with that. What else? What are some other body language gestures that you know about? Yeah, absolutely. What about this one? This is one of the really common ones. A few people do that today. It's a guarded gesture. It's called an arm barrier. And a lot of our body language gestures are instinctive. And this one in particular is designed to protect your vital organs. Okay? Now, does it mean that if you've got your arms folded that you're perhaps closed off or negative or not listening, or what do you think? What does it mean? It might be comfortable. It could be because it's cold. Now, if it is cold, then it's probably reasonable for people to be, standing like this or sitting like that. Yeah, and you're going to be able to tell. Now, whether it means that you are actually closed off or negative, or as Jason says, it may feel comfortable like that, but the question is, why is it comfortable? Okay, so here's the thing. Because most people have a fairly limited knowledge of body language and their respective gestures, most people know that gesture to be exactly as you described it. Okay, so if you were to audit yourself right now, how is your body language? What's it say about you? Because how much of the communication process or package is body language? 55%. So what does your body language say about you right now? What's it actually communicating to me? Because you're never not communicating something. You've always got something to communicate. And if you're not saying anything, then it's being communicated through your body language in particular. Okay? And is it the message that you want to be giving off? Now I know it may be, and obviously your body language gestures, where did you learn them? They are innate. I mean, who's got young kids here? I know a few of you got kids. Your young kids, see if you can relate to this story, both my daughters, but when they would do something that they knew was naughty, what do young kids do when they do something that they know is naughty? They try and hide. Okay?
Even if they're out in the open.
Yeah, they'll make themselves look smaller, but when they're young, they'll actually try and hide. They will literally crawl under the table or hide under the bed or do something like that, true? They will literally hide. Now, when we're adults, we can't do that. It's not appropriate. Like if you're sitting in a coaches meeting and you're in trouble, oh yeah, Dane, come on mate, out from under the table, we know you did the wrong thing. Okay, you can't do that anymore, so when we become adult, our gestures are not obtuse like they are when we're kids. They become more minute, more small. And so instead of crawling under the table and hiding, what do we do instead? We make ourselves look smaller. We sort of slink away. We might slump down into our seat because it's the same thing. And most people do not even know that they're doing this. And so most people are not overly conscious about the gestures that they're giving off at any given time. And yet most of us know what some of these gestures mean. They did an interesting study just talking about this one alone. Folded arms. Okay, so they had half the auditorium sit in a purposefully folded arms position. And they had half of the auditorium sit in an open body language position. Then they gave them a passage of information which they had to comprehend and recall. Which side of the room do you think recalled that information the best? The open one. How come? It goes back to that YouTube clip that I really want you to look at. Your physiology impacts your psychology, impacts your emotional state. What you do with your body, what happens with your mind, what happens with your emotions are all linked together. They can't not be. You're a system. You change one thing, what happens in a system? You change one thing in a system, it changes something else, and everything is impacted. That's the definition of what a system is. Does that make sense? Now, you know, if you all had office jobs where you didn't have to interact with a group of people almost on a continual basis, especially a group of young males who, you know, may want to see an authority figure, or at least you've got to look like you know what you're talking about, don't you? What do you think? Because if they see through you, if they see that you're not confident, if they don't see you as a credible individual to listen to, what chance do you have? Zero. Okay, zero. No matter how much knowledge you have, no matter how much technical expertise you have, no matter how much sort of perhaps background in the sport you have from a playing career perspective. You know, and that's what we call coaching presence.